Rosie, whatever the. Not clean your. In my, all right. Now just wait for the multitude of people to show up. Sanctuary, my sanctuary, yeah. Away. Hey, Boss Saturn. Greetings and welcome. How you doing tonight, bud? About to get started here. Hey, Clone, what's happening, bud?
Yo.
Welcome to the stream. How you doing today, man?
It's like a scattered dream. I want to line the pieces up. Yours and mine.
Nothing much.
Right on. Well, I hope you had a at least chill day, if uneventful. I'm gonna lie, we're gonna sit through the intro because I love this song. Sean Sargent, welcome to the stream. How's it going, bud? Hey, it's that guy. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Such an awkward way to jump. Just saying.
How have you looked at the documents?
Greetings, Merciless Reaper. At the document? You send me a document? Oh shit, the fucking tutorial. Not. I kind of briefly skimmed it, but I honestly didn't really take much time yet. Kind of been. I wouldn't say hectic or busy, but it's been busy and hectic. Yeah, sorry. It took me a second though. Documents. Was I supposed to sign something again?
Google
Art is short for Google document.
Yeah. Makes sense, right? Win the Renegade, greetings and welcome to the stream. How's it going, bud?
Tell me you never knew that.
I did. Just not something I've generally thought about. Get so used to calling it one thing for so long, you forget the other exists. Quinn, what are you up to today, bud? Okay, I forgot how long this intro was, though. Hey, thank you for the heart me, man. Much obliged, Quinn. How was your day? Do anything fun and exciting? Still swear, ever since Simple and Clean, Utada was one of my favorite foreign artists to start with.
Work and dinner date.
Hell yeah. How'd the dinner date go for you? I hope that went swimmingly. See? Swimming? See what I did there? That was actually coincidence, too. Look, it's Mini Cloud.
I don't know if I've ever asked you what is your job.
I talk about it every once in a while. I am a corrections counselor. In other words, I'm a case manager at a prison. Ooh, yes. It's been a while since I've had a good steak. I do love me some steaks. Logan the Geek, greetings and welcome to the stream. How's it going? Basically, Clone, my job is to help the, we have to call them residents, but inmates, plan for their release. So
Logie tells
find,
them if they're bad boys.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Now, you've been naughty, you need to be good. But no, we help them find housing, you know, get set up so they hopefully won't come back, kind of thing. Help them take classes while they're inside. It'll address whatever their risks are, like if they're, you know, violent offenders, anger management, or if they're drug offenders, pardon me, substance abuse programs, and a lot of paperwork. I used to be an officer, so just prison guard, basically. But, yeah, then I got promoted to case manager. I like it a lot better, because I feel like I'm actually helping more than, you know, having to always watch people and make them feel bad.
Pretend I know that currently my brain is sleepy law.
You're good, bud. No worries.
This world has been connected.
Cypunk, greetings. Welcome to the stream. How's it going, bud? God, how long this intro is. Jeez.
Never change.
The door is opened.
What?
I'm just saying, Riku is such a Sasuke. Just throwing that out there.
Sora. I am so glad they put the skip button on the remasters.
Yeah. I wanted to hear the intro song for old time's sake, but jeez. Yeah, I forgot the whole introduction was that long.
GTG.
All right, bud. Well, hey, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you have a great night, man. And good luck with your upcoming working on yourself and all that jazz, man. Wish you the best.
Another dream about him.
Other side note, I feel like this, you know, Disney, Square Enix, and all that missed a huge opportunity for a feat with Marilyn Manson for Kingdom Hearts 2.
And remember, stay lovely and stay handsome.
Oh, well, I will certainly do my best. If I can ever figure out what the best is, but I'll do it. Thank you, though. But yeah, Marilyn Manson, you know, he's got the song Nobodies. We are the nobodies, want to be somebody's. Yeah, that one. Know now that I'm forever
And
dirty.
his remix of Halloween.
Oh, I loved that. Not gonna lie,
Cypher's gone too far this time.
that was a great cover. Just the whole what was it? Nightmare Revisited. I think that was the album. Like Korn did a really good job.
It's true that
too.
stuff's been stolen around town, and we've got a score to settle with Cypher and everything. So, if he wants to think we did it, I can't really blame him. See, that's not what really bugs me. What really bugs me is that he's going around telling everybody we're the thieves.
Yep, oh Korn, my childhood.
Right?
Treating us like the klepto club.
Yeah, that was my whole
Ever been this ticked off before?
middle school to high school life was Korn, Marilyn Manson, Rammstein, the whole goth scene.
Now,
I was edgy and tough. I love the darkness. Yes, hello, cat. I see.
Well, we could find the real thieves. That would set the record straight. Hey, that sounds fun. But what about Cypher? First,
Yes, hunting
gotta clear our
criminals.
names.
That sounds
Once
fun.
we find the real culprit, everyone will get off our backs. Oh no! They're gone! Are gone!
Trip pants before it was cool.
Right? I always wanted those. I could never afford them. They're like
All are
50, 60
gone?
bucks from Hot Topic.
Huh?
You can't say why not?
It was like 3.
But you do understand what I'm saying, right?
Wife turns around. Oh, what? You didn't have enough money after your 400 trips to Disneyland?
And not
It was like
just the-
3, and it was Disney World.
Still have a few pairs along with my Jinko.
Nice.
What kind of thief is that?
That was the Jinko was a little bit before my time, but
Yeah.
that's pretty
All right,
cool.
Time for some recon.
You can fit your entire closet in the pockets.
His heart is returning. Doubtless he'll awaken very soon.
Oh, I forgot.
Mine's
Sir
too, but thank
Christopher
God
was.
for hand-me-downs.
Oh, gotcha. And that would be cool.
Huh?
Supposedly, people are trying to make a comeback with those. I don't know. They're
Max, come on.
they're a bit much. The Jinko, anyway. Still feel like Trip Pants make a pretty badass statement, but that's just me. I always like the spikes and chains and all that shit. Wee.
There was a Kickstart on one them, but you see us and get the summon Timu actually.
Really? Okay. Might have to take a look at some of that. Be interesting. Granted, can't wear them at my job, but be cool. Yeah, this part just doesn't make sense at all. Like, but who else would steal it? What, motherfucker, why would I steal it? Your photos or memories or whatever the hell got stolen. Like, we're a friendly local neighborhood gang. Why would we steal your stuff?
Pictures I used to try and fill in the blanks of what was stolen law.
Right? Used to be one of my favorite customers. Why would you suspect me? Again. Yes, guilty until proven innocent. I know how that goes. Found it. Oh no, the left and right is inverted. Why, of all things to invert, why left and right? My precious,
I remember that setting changed at first chance.
Yeah, I totally forgot that was a thing. This isn't your average thief? No shit, Sherlock. Who can go around and steal a actual word? To the Sandlot. We gotta play some baseball.
Nobody.
Nobody knows. Or the nobodies know. One of the two. That damn skank nominee.
Thieves.
That was low, you know?
Oh, yeah? Nice comeback there, Blondie.
Yeah.
What'd you say? You can give us back the... now.
Yeah, you're the only ones who would take it, you know?
Again.
It was undeniable proof that we totally owned you, lamers.
Ooh.
So what did you do?
Then the censored Disney insult. You're a lamer.
That we need some to prove that you're losers.
Replay.
Now you're talking.
Oh boy.
I guess if you get on your knees and beg, maybe I'll let it slide. Roxas!
Oh yeah, grab the foam weapons.
You know, I got so annoyed when he continued saying you know.
Oh, I know, you know? Hang on. God damn. Let's see. Attack, defense, or magic? Shit, it's been so long, I don't even remember if there's any huge benefit.
Magic.
That's usually what I went for.
Lower XP for max level.
Ah. Right on. Thank you.
Roxas, focus.
Kneel, loser!
Don't you mean lamer? I got that.
Come on. Quit playing around and fight. Kneel, loser!
trained one hand to mechanics so I would get max level and ulti-web.
Nice. Well, that was smart. Ah, lame.
Cypher's not feeling so hot, you know?
Tournament decides.
Whoa!
Oh, there you go. See? Proves it.
What was that?
The thief?
Such an excess waste of energy. All the zigging and zagging and fluttering around and shit. I still can't. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate you. Capture. With what? Let me just throw my Pokeball over here. We have come for you, my liege. Ooh. Tell me what that mouth do.
With a foam that no less.
Right? Hey, it's more like a foam mace, right?
Try one.
Oh, whoa, I can't hit him with my foam.
It's no use.
Just take your fist to him. Just fist him.
What?
Fist him in the face. Wow, the most unconventional weapon.
What is this thing?
Like how they call it a key blade instead of a key axe. Axe key. There you go. Should have been it. Why he's holding it the wrong direction. Is there not a dodge? Or is that just the reversal?
I always said the blade when it was more a club.
Yeah. Agreed. Wow, congratulations, you just murdered something. Wow, it stole 6 whole pictures. What a crime against humanity.
And the word.
Oh, true. I mean, to be fair, that would be kind of terrifying.
What's this?
I was his first
It's a
customer
picture.
after he took
What do you
over
think
the
it
shop.
is?
So we took a picture together.
It's a really nice photo. Oh,
Hey, you just said photo.
So, Roxas, tell us about the picture thief.
They didn't
Not
know
much
bird
to
was the
say.
word.
The pictures were just
Well,
lying there.
Then how do
I
we
was
know
under
which
the impression
ones
everybody
took
knew.
'em?
All in Mitch, greetings and welcome to the stream, bud. How you doing tonight?
you look happy, Roxas.
Do not.
Hey, thank
So,
you for
like,
the likes, man, and the heart
anybody
me.
else notice that all the
Much
stolen
obliged.
pictures are of Roxas?
What you been up to today, bud?
So that's why everyone thought it was us.
And Cypher didn't go around accusing us after all.
Are they really all of me? Yep.
See?
Look,
Playing Pokemon TCG Online LOL.
Right?
Nice.
Every single one.
Still kicking ass?
Wouldn't it be weird if the thief wanted to steal the real Roxas or something?
Come on, get serious. Why would anyone want to steal a bonehead like Roxas?
Oh,
It's the hair. They just want to steal the hair. I'm jealous. It would be me. I would steal his hair. Sad.
That head's a deep grunge, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah. Agreed. I always liked the cloud-esque style hair. Thought it was cool. I was a nerd like that, what can I say?
Where am I?
You're right here.
Who's there?
Me.
Who are you?
Me.
Restoration at
The freak show. There you go.
12%.
Why are you asking all them cop questions?
And me? You're you?
Organization miscreants.
Wait a minute. I thought
Found us.
you were you and I'm me.
Why would the nobody steal photographs?
Both are nothing but data to them. The fools could never tell the difference.
Sir Christopher, I miss you.
We are running out of time.
Right, you're you.
Namine must make haste.
No, I'm me, not you. Please.
Me?
Yeah, no, not me. I'm me. You're you. Jeez, it's not that complicated.
Where am I?
You're there.
What happened to my home? My island?
What's the game today? Sounds like Dooku.
It is. Voice actor, anyway. This is Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PlayStation 2 with the Player 2 remote. Or guest remote, whichever.
Hey, why don't you come with us? We can go to other worlds on our vessel.
Sora, go with them, especially if you want to find your friends.
I forgot Leon and Yuffie were in here.
I'm Sora. I'll go with you guys.
Well, try putting some ice on it if you're so Sora.
Have great fear of the Keyblade.
That's right. The Keyblade. So, this is the key.
Yes, that is the key.
Is a problem. He found one of the keyholes.
Good joke, lol. Other world.
Grassy.
That sounds like acid trip.
Right? That or some really potent shrooms, one of the two. Let me get some of that.
A Keyblade?
No, a key axe or club. Take a key blunt or drum.
I see sounds and taste colors.
I hear colors. Is that why people say stuff like hot pink is really loud?
Keyblade.
Can they hear it? No, that's a stick, sir. Not even a very good stick.
I think.
What was that about?
Roxas, quit playing with your wood. Get moving. Rude. Stand there and there you go. Thank you. At least you apologized. Wait, you think? Ah, therefore you are. I see.
Thanks.
Ah, yes. The most
Do you guys think
ridiculous
we'll always be
looking
together like this?
obstacle ever.
I sure hope so.
What flavor they are.
Where did that come from?
They don't look dark enough to be like blue raspberry or something.
Just thinking out loud.
Well, I doubt we could be together forever. But isn't that what growing up's all about?
I mean, that's what
What's
a lot of
important
people are doing
is how
nowadays.
often we see each other, but how often we think about each other.
Sea salt
Right?
ice cream.
Get that off a
What?
fortune cookie?
No, true. Forget about the sea salt ice
No
cream
more ice
part.
cream
But
for
what
you.
flavor?
Man,
Aside from sea
doesn't
salt.
have to be a
Like, is the whole
drag.
thing just sea salt flavored?
Maybe because of yesterday's memory thief.
Nuh-uh.
Or is it like
You know what it is?
vanilla with,
We
you
don't
know,
want summer
sea
vacation to
salt
be over. That's
rub
all.
or something? Also, wouldn't that make it
how about
melt?
this?
You know,
We
salt and
all go to
ice
the
and
beach.
all that?
Why do we go
Over
to
here
the
asking the
beach?
real questions.
Because we haven't gone once this entire vacation. Blue seas, blue skies. Let's just get on the train and go.
Yeah. Let's just go, man. Let's go.
No?
Ain't even gonna tell nobody. We're just gonna
Oh,
go.
Come
I
on.
think it would have been vanilla. You would
Maybe you
think it
forgot,
would,
but
but it does
we're
make
broke.
it colder too.
Maybe you forgot. I'm
Huh.
smart.
I mean, I know that's kind of how you can make ice cream. It's like involving rolling the jar around in salt or something.
Cheese.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. That's why I'm here. Specifically, just to make you like it. Your happiness is all I live for, Mitch. Brother Afik, welcome to the stream. How's it going, bud?
Laugh Cree, laugh Cree.
Laugh tree. I wonder if these were my saves or these were somebody else's, because this wasn't my original memory card. Interesting. Roxas, come on. Hurry up, same difference. Come on, Bominos. Roxas, let's go. Rosie, you look majestic.
What's the drink of choice tonight?
Oh, that same super strong new rum. Figure I gotta finish off that bottle eventually here. On the bright side, it does help me moderate a little bit better because it's so unpleasant.
Paint thin or rum got it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Captain and Coke, always law. Just been fighting for freedom.
Hell yeah, for democracy.
Meow.
Hey, thank you for the hand art, man. How do you get to the menu?
For the Empire.
The Empire for democracy.
For 100 comments, Booyah.
Woohoo, yeah. And thank you for spending all your time with me, Mitch. I appreciate you. Oh, damn. Hey, thank you for the cap.
Hello.
Hey, Thunder, welcome to the stream. How's it going, bud? What you been up to today? Really long, lanky arms, doesn't it?
Just 2 days to go. You and I have to make the finals. That way, no matter who wins.
But yeah, thank you again very much for the cap. And
Okay, you're on. You two are gonna
I think I already said it, but thank you for the hand heart, Mitch.
It's a promise.
Glad to have you. All y'alls. One ticket to the beach is 900 money? That seems like a lot. Probably somebody passed math class. I'd be over here like the chubby kid. Like, how much is that? Pretzels. Yeah. Or super.
It's going good, you. I worked a bit earlier, went for a walk, had Bible study, and hung out with fam.
Nice. Now sounds like an evening well spent. Ooh, watermelon. I mean, hey, if we're talking like Annie Ann's pretzels, take that over watermelon.
I remembered the combat on this game being terrible.
Yeah, it's iffy.
It was fun. What did you do? You get the most from a mail delivery, and keeping the ball up is entertainment performer job.
Mail and entertainment. Ball. Gotcha. Let's see. Worked really long, busy day. Came home, took the kids outside, played with chickens, watered the birds.
Hill and bottom.
And yeah, that was pretty much it. Now I'm here. Hey, thank you for the rose, man. And the you're awesome. And the G. And the hot cross buns. And the goat. And the live. And the chili. And the tick. And the heart puff. Fuck. And the cake slice. And the... And the... I'm new here. And the ice cream. And the love you so much. Oh. Your love.
Meow.
I appreciate you. And the confetti. Damn.
Sorry. Lol.
Oh, no. No, don't be sorry. Thank you, though. You know, I always used to go way above and beyond and make tons of money on this part before I realized, oh, wait, you just lose it all. Ah, there we go. Let's not.
Yep, talk shakes 2/3 of coins.
There we go. Yeah.
At your freak show, yes. Level 18 friendship achieved. No, I can come over for dinner.
Hell yeah. I'm dead. Why don't you get like a skateboard or something too? Various tricks.
Yep.
And
I got a new flame weaver.
ooh, nice. Oh. Oh my gosh, that's so janky. Thanks, you're a big help. Here's $5.
Remember that tactical nuke?
Yes. I definitely remember it.
You fell so many times.
Ah. Oh. Nailed it. Aw, whipped. What the shit? Wow. Suck. Wow. Here's $2. Oh, wow. All right. Now only about 73 more times to go.
You ever play PTCG?
Gesundheit. I don't know. What is that?
Bless you, lol.
Pokemon trading card game.
Oh, no, I did not. Oh, what the shit? So am I shooting for more tricks or less time? I'm guessing less time. But the tricks had a bigger impact. It's not.
Less time. Tried to clean the G19 again. When I was concealed carrying, it fell in mud.
Ooh. You need to get yourself a holster with better retention. Oh, I missed it. Shit. Thawed, greetings and welcome to the stream. How's it going, bud? At least level 2 retention. Way to go. Oh, what the shit?
Beat Kydex. It shouldn't be falling.
User error? Yes, I don't know. That or you're doing some kind of mad acrobatics. I need how much? Fucking 3,600?
$900.
Oh, 9.
I see the issue now. I didn't secure it correctly.
Ooh, that'll do it.
It's one of those police holsters.
I gotcha. Wow. The shit. Oh, too soon. Nailed it. Wow. I suck. Wow, you're great. No, I'll give you 30 money
My
because
G19 in case someone tried to rob the gas station.
Get it to corner and don't hit the third combo.
okay, I'll try that. I got you, Afik. Just be careful because a lot of times the company will actually fire and or sue you. Dumb. Ah, nailed it. Ah. Wow. Nailed it. Damn it, that extra one got me an extra 20 gold, or money, or whatever. Oh, no, it didn't. I still suck. Okay, well, mail delivered is. That's all I'm good for. That's right, you can call me the courier.
I think it's every 10 hits it goes up.
Gotcha. Woo!
Philip Just Fry, your new delivery boy.
Ah. Hey, I don't want to leave the dog behind. Seymour. Pride for that episode, not gonna lie.
Oh, that poor dog, lol.
It was awful.
Same.
Damn it. Missed one. Bah hump. Only 364 more times. under 10.
They made this number so ridiculous high.
For real. Jeez. Well, they wanted to bring up the playtime, you know. Say, oh yeah, it takes 7.5 hours to beat this game. Gonna mix it up a bit. Switch back.
3 hours to just collect 900 monies.
Shit.
I got attacked by bushes in CD and I was so confused.
Hey man, those bushes are fierce. Wow. Wow. Yeah, everybody just leaves. They're like, yeah, you're... I bet you can do a better job than that too. It's like, that was a shame.
I ran into the tree on the scooter today, so don't feel bad.
Hey man, they just jump out and bite you. I've seen it happen. They're nefarious.
I wanted to turn and my brain said no.
Did say
But
bushes
my
equal
body,
5?
it said yes. Ah, well, at least I got 10 for once.
0 new record. Make my suffering stop. I've been grinding 10 hours on BD.
10 new record.
Yeah. Nah. There's no such thing as stopping the suffering. The suffering must continue. LRT, greetings and welcome to the stream. How's it going, bud?
That's okay, I am over 400 on BG3.
Nice.
My G19 is the only option.
Death before dishonor. I figured getting to 10 seconds, maybe I gotta be under 10 seconds.
It wants me to open my wallet, but I won't let it.
Just say no. Oh, there we go. Under 9. We get the bonus now? Is there no bonus?
I need it.
I need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it. Sid, I need the water.
Bonus for you.
I'm gonna say, jeez. Like that one time I went to Vegas and had to give up a chip. I, traveled halfway across the state to deliver.
That's probably going to happen when I get sick of doing grinding.
Oh, hey, there we go. At least another under 9. RPG Troll, greetings and welcome to the stream. How's it going tonight, bud? Yo. That's half. There you go. Hey, thank you for the share, bud.
To spend $900 on BD.
Well, better spending $900 on BD than VD.
Hope you're doing
Mama
well,
V,
brother.
greetings and welcome to the stream. How's it going? RPG, I'm doing all right so far. And fantastically long and tedious day at work, and
Hey, how
I'm
are
here.
you?
I'm doing all right, V. How about yourself? Just chilling, playing some Kingdom Hearts 2. the guest
Wait till
remote.
I've spent 900 on meat, worth it.
Ooh, I would agree. I do love me some mead. How's things for you today, V? Do anything fun and exciting today?
I've spent $900 on just clothes before.
Jeez. Not me. Oh, damn it. Hey, thank you for the goats, Mitch. But you're cleaning up after them.
That brother
poop a lot.
epic, that's like 3 pants lol.
I mean, shit.
I am
You go to like the
alive,
Buckle or something
tired.
like that.
Ran errands
Or
and
Apostle.
just made some dinner and cleaned up.
I gotcha. Running errands is never fun, it seems.
My Ren Fair garb cost just that much.
Oof. I'm gonna say I think probably spent 400 or 500 on my Ren Fair stuff. All right, V.
Edwin the Renegade Father FR. They released another DLC for Starfield. It's okay.
Oh yeah, I heard they were doing some kind of free DLC for it. Yeah, I got a nice giant wool cloak that was like 300. Then I got yeah, that's what I heard.
$10.
What? I heard they were doing a free one.
My Revan cosplay was about 3K with Paint Time Materials X.
Jeez. That would be super cool, but holy shit. For 3K, you'd think they would
The 2.0 update
paint
is
it themselves. I thought there was supposed to be a free actual DLC for Starfield, though, now. That's weird. Huh. Wait, it was 900, right?
Inside.
Yeah. Aren't we all?
No, that was all me built for my own body.
Oh, gotcha,
Indiana
gotcha.
NOO.
Oh, shit. Damn it. No, I didn't want to play again. It's over with. Fine, let me get a little bit of extra money to lose. Okay.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
Well, just gotta
You underestimate my power. I forget, is Twilight Town its own world, or is it like actually just a simulation? Because I drank it all.
Tap people. Tap the screen.
Both, I think.
Tap, tap, tap.
It becomes its own world.
Okay.
It's over, Obi-Wan. I have the high ground this time.
It's like playing the Star Wars Episode 3 game. When you get the alternate ending and you win as Anakin. Oh, there was other...
Tap but my fingers hurt lol.
You're good.
Tap the goose's legs. No.
Got a job I do. Darth the guy that delegates? That's something against Skywalker somebody really hates.
If only Anakin had the high ground.
I don't think it really would have made too much of a difference in the end.
There is another round of jobs, but you have to go back to the station.
Gotcha. I just want to progress at this point. Thunder, welcome back.
The remake has better combat.
Does it? I believe it. Hey, thank you for the tiny diny. Makes me think of myself. And thank you for the shares. Hey, where the I thought it said the train depot was that way. Isn't that not where I'm supposed to go?
Welcome.
Though in terms of storytelling, Final Fantasy is better.
Uphill.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. Final Fantasy's had a long ass time to work on its shit. Granted, I guess Kingdom Hearts has had like 50 games now too. Way to go, Roxas!
Granted, Disney always made terrible games.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I still remember my very first game of my own was on the N64, and it was Tarzan. That game was stupid hard.
Nice work, everyone.
Granted, I was also like
What we
4.
started with. We now have, ta-da, 5,000 money.
Sweet.
Let's get tickets.
We can't be together
Add
forever.
activate.
So we better make the time
Tap,
we do
tap.
have something to remember. Huh?
Tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. Why'd you hit me, man? Tap that. All on the floor. Tap that. Give me some more.
So
Tap
they
that.
made you collect 900 and wound up with 500?
Huh?
Meow.
Hey, thank you for the let 'em cook.
3 minutes. Okay.
Stranger danger. Remember, kids, if a person with a black cloak and a hood on ever approaches you, say, "Don't talk to me or I'm calling Mickey."
4 students. Roxas. The money. Wait. No. Huh? He took it.
Where are you going?
Remember when I fell? I had the money before that.
Mousecatul.
I bet that guy took it.
Mouska me, Mouska you, Mouska.
Couldn't have gotten too far.
Yeah, I don't know what the rest of it is.
What are you talking about?
Oh boy, uh-huh.
There was no guy. Huh? But there wasn't? Really?
Here's a secret that'll help us later.
There wasn't anyone there?
Dude, you gotta lay off the
If
shrooms,
the Helldiver
Roxas.
found themselves in this galaxy, they'd have a field day.
Right.
Stop by TTT lol.
Hey, welcome back, V. And welcome, Anonymous. How's it going, bud? How was your day at the beach?
Just got to throw a 50-ton.
Right.
Talent is talking like Donald Duck.
Ooh, see, I
Hello
can...
and good I am poop.
Good to hear it. Did you get a nice burn or tan? I cannot do Donald Duck. I've tried so hard, and I cannot do it.
Can you feel Sora?
I mean, my arm feels kind of sore after you grabbed it like that. I also tripped and ate shit and smacked my
Yeah,
face,
I don't
so...
wear sunscreen, so always burning, haha.
Ooh, yeah.
I'll never forgive you for trying to send artillery after me.
I mean, you killed me like 4 times first. I'm just saying. Artillery was the least I could do.
You feel the love tonight and the taste of concrete.
Ah, the taste of concrete. Ah, so sweet.
This?
We can always buy some sea salt ice cream.
Ah. Yes, so funny, Diz, whatever your name is.
Objects from that town must be kept out of the real world. You can delete that.
ICSN do Gollum from LOTR. and Stitch, they aren't far apart.
Nice.
As the key bearer, you must already know. One must not meddle in the affairs of other worlds.
So many places.
All right, America.
I know I'll get there someday.
The Precious.
Thus, I do hereby
Wrong portrait.
designate junior heroes.
What do you mean, junior heroes?
Ah, yes, KH2.
Hell yeah. Playing on my old school PS2 with my guest remote and chilling, you know? Splooch.
Sally, why didn't I listen to you?
Don't feel bad, Jack. We'll come up with another plan for Halloween. Next time, we'll do it
Man,
together.
Rise just looks so dead.
I am Mushu!
Or are you too cool to play them now that you have the Keyblade?
Power.
Riku?
I'm still saying, Riku is such Sasuke.
Stopping and got to work at 5 a.m.
Oh, I got you, man.
Sally just need to pull
Well, I
herself
appreciate you
together.
stopping by, Anonymous. I hope you have a great night, man. And good luck at work tomorrow. Shit sucks having to get up that early. Hope you have a good one, man.
You
I'm
too.
searching too.
Thanks.
For your light. Don't lose sight of it. Sora, where are you going?
I'm gonna go look
Out.
for my friends. They're
I'm
waiting
gonna
for me.
get what I want.
Well,
Shoes.
Where are Donald and Goofy?
Shoes.
Instead of worrying about them,
Oh my god,
you should
shoes.
be asking about her.
Day 3. Or rather, the third day. It's so bright, it hurts. It's brighter than my future. Your mom. Meh. That's all she said.
Majora's Mask flashbacks with that day 3.
Right? Bong, bong.
Huh?
SHD Agent Cole. Is it Agent now? How's it going, bud? Welcome to the stream.
Then.
Don't you say it, Afik.
Literally playing KH3RN, haha.
Nice.
Sure.
Afik? You bastard, I'm telling you. Know where you're going with it.
You're what?
Don't tempt him.
Bald.
Ah. These motherfuckers. Here I thought we had something special. But now I can see. It was just the reflection of the rear view mirror on my shiny head.
Evil laughter.
My shiny head and me. Da-da-do-do-do.
Hey.
Hey.
Morning.
I just knew what he was going to say. You done betweets, you TBH.
Mm-hmm.
So do you use Windex?
Hello, Roxas.
Nah.
Hi.
Turtle wax. Even better.
And you are
Your
I
mom.
wanted to meet you at least once.
me?
Armor all.
You.
Yeah. There you go. In fact, glasses cleaner, like eyeglasses cleaner, that works really good. you want to look nice and spiffy for, fancy to do.
Hey, you want to come with us?
Wait. Did you just see that?
Bro, I don't know who your plug is.
Finish your low.
Orange glow.
Very well then.
Yeah.
See you later, Roxas. Okay?
That's not finisher, but,
Yeah.
even better. Plus you get that awesome smell.
That haunted mansion?
Really be a hermit if you've got a family living in the house. Can you be a family of hermits? I thought the whole idea of hermit was like solitude. I definitely would be. Oh wait, that's the heartless. Never mind.
Let me go.
Stranger danger.
Hey, chicken wuss.
I've seen too many animes to know where this is heading.
Right?
That's my purse, I don't know you.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
Whoa.
Whack.
Hey, brother Ash.
Not good.
This combat man.
Mm-hmm.
Roxas, use the Keyblade.
The Keyblade.
Where's the cool explosions? Where's the drop pods?
In another universe.
But here I am gonna head out and listen to music, having my daily in my head moment. Ha ha ha, I'll court you.
All right, bud. I appreciate you stopping by, cool man. Hope you have a great one. Hope to see you again soon.
This is torturing me.
Oh, you don't know torture.
Always peace.
Indeed. Take it easy, bud.
Shield.
Oh, you betcha. That's the one I want, don't you know?
Sword.
Paper. Shit, I lost. Wait, no, pen. It's mightier than the sword. And I could, like, draw doodles on a shield or something. Means I win, right?
Proceeds to use the tactical nuke.
Yeah. I'm just gonna have to call in a tactical here. Yeah. Yeah, let me just grab my Merv. Woo!
Clearly, he hasn't seen the nuke at launch.
Secret treasure.
Straight you.
Hey, Brother Afik, what about your bathroom breaks?
Bum 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 bum.
I don't need bathroom breaks.
Yeah, that's what the pee jar is for.
My duty is Super Earth. Had a college roommate do that. He didn't last.
Ooh. Yikes. It's moderately disturbing.
Please, this is torture.
I mean, so is smelling the pee jar, but I try not to comment.
I used to farm this area till I was level 10.
Do the levels carry over to Sora?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, shit. Maybe I will. Oh.
Sir, you are torturing me.
Oh, not yet. Ooh. I am not doing so hot already. Shouldn't suck this bad.
I hope you.
I hope the same for you. In fact, all of us someday. You're such a positive person, aren't you?
Sleep in the cold below.
I shall live till I am 509.
509. Prefer 409. Sleep in the cold below. Oh, very dramatic.
69 even.
Yeah, that's the best I can hope for.
117.
111. For sure. Why is there no dodge? Aside from reversal.
I shall live till I am the age of a medieval knight and die in combat.
So, like, 30?
Or did by getting the Black Plague.
Why's it gotta be black? Why can't it be like the Red Death or, you know, the Crimson Dawn or, I don't, oh wait, that's the same. How do you farm this area? Do you just have to jump off and die or something?
In, out, through door.
Oh, gotcha.
I hope your pillows are warm and your blankets are cold.
I hope your past mother swallows. Ooh. Gonna go Back to the Future on your ass. You're just gonna disappear from all the pictures. Oh my gosh. I remember hating not being able to dodge the opposite direction when you're next to the wall. The invisible wall, mind you.
What I say the same with your grandmother.
That's good. Feel your anger. Doesn't matter which door? Or is there only one option? I guess we'll find out. I totally never knew you could farm this area. That's good to know.
Back door, and I am pulling up LVL chart for you.
Oh, hell yeah.
See if your mother wasn't born.
That means...
You weren't
Oh.
born.
Is that how that works? Yeah, I might have been born just to a different parentage, right? You never know. We're all just souls floating around in the cosmos, right? Ah.
I will see you in the 7 layers of hell.
Is that like 7-layer nachos? If so, that'd be cool. Yeah, hey, that was rude. I wasn't even going after you that time.
I what?
Yeah, 7-layer nachos from Taco Bell, you know? They're to die for.
Yes, I'd rat poison into the 7-layer nachos.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I might farm one more, because this is taking a hot minute.
It'll taste like cinnamon.
Ooh. Now, are we talking the spicy cinnamon or like the, good powdered cinnamon kind of rude?
It's rare poisoning. How would I know the taste?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're curious at some point. Get some cyanide and or arsenic. Yeah, that's it. No, cyanide. Which one tastes like almonds?
Level 4 is scan 7 is express guard 9 is item boost.
Scan is always helpful. On the bright side, I'm at least getting some potions. Since apparently I'm gonna need that.
Getting bored.
Aw. With all this charming conversation.
Arsenic is almonds.
Arsenic. Okay. I was trying to remember. Arsenic and Old Lace. What was the, Rude.
With all the pretty colors.
Of what? Arsenic?
Or you can be like Bill Cosby.
As you see, you put the drugs in the pudding pops and you freeze the pudding pops and give them to the ladies, and yes, you have some good times. I don't even know if that's still what he sounds like, but you know. Oh wait, shit, there's one more. Oh. You see, jazz is like Jello pudding. Actually, no. It's more like Kodak film. No, actually, jazz is like the new rap. It'll be around forever. Ever hear the Bill Cosby rap? Good old albino black sheep. Scan! Yes, thank you. Right? What? No, not
End
that.
my suffering.
Only if you insist. Rude.
Now I realize how modern games have spoiled us.
Right? Yeah, you gotta play some retro games now and then, you know? Make you appreciate the nostalgia and then also how great we have it now.
We had to earn our XP.
If right? It wasn't just, oh hey, you completed the tutorial, here's 1,000 XP. You're now level 10.
You still do.
Rude. Or better yet, buy your way to success.
I am gonna hop over to my father's live for a few, be back later if you on, man.
Alrighty. Hey, I appreciate you coming by, Quinn. I hope you have a great one. Hope to see you again soon.
Always.
Take it easy, bud.
Oh, thank God. Quick.
It's the only thing I know. It's quick.
End my boredom before it makes me fall asleep.
See, in the beginning, there was the void, and the void was empty and devoid of light. That's all I remember. With the big boy with the scary scarf. Ouch. What?
Please.
Do it. Mitch, welcome back. Why is he boneless? feel some clankers. It's all right.
Yeah, I like a few of you on here. Gotta spread the love.
I appreciate you, Mitch. And the love means a lot.
Meow.
Oh, shit. Well, thank you again for the hand arts. Oh. Oh. Nailed it.
You aren't invited to my Star Wars birthday.
No, you take that back. Oh, missed the last one. Damn it.
What's that white stuff?
Don't worry about it. What? Ooh, got the clap.
What is that white stuff?
Magic.
Are you sure?
That's what my uncle told me anyway.
Lols, yeah, magic.
Did your uncle?
He was a magician. He was a sorcerer, actually. A soothsayer, a wizard of the 3rd degree.
Did he?
No, he didn't teach me magic. I asked him to. He said he would show me, but he never explained it.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Show us on the doll.
Oh, he showed you the doll too? Well, there we go.
Another epic.
Ooh. Imagine just landing on solid glass like that.
I'm calling CPS.
Well, it's a bit late for that. He was a really good wizard. He disappeared, and haven't seen him since.
What do you mean?
I ain't a child no more. I got the lack of hair to prove it.
APS?
More like APC. It's been many moons since I felt the touch of a woman.
Hair reveal.
Fine, I'll give you just a peek, but don't tell anyone.
My name is Naminé.
Gesundheit.
Yes.
Roxas.
Well,
Do you remember your true name?
Say no more, Naminé.
But if no one tells him, Roxas will...
It's best to know the truth.
Thank you for the hand hearts.
You're that pickpocket.
He had an entire stream without his glasses or hat.
Yeah. Because I suck at combat and kept dying and lost a bet several times.
You wear it well.
Oh, well, thank you.
Cypher,
I hate it, but
you know?
How's this?
That's totally perfect, you know? How about
James.
one more, you know?
What's that for?
Keepsake.
Those freaks in the white jumpsuits are gone,
oh,
you know?
he called me. He said
Cakewalk.
free.
What were those things?
Outsiders, that's what. And if they don't wise up to the rules around here, I might have to take disciplinary measures.
Ooh, really?
Cypher's always looking after the town, you know?
What a chick.
One,
Oh,
two.
Wait up!
What was the next number?
No chickening out of the tournament tomorrow.
We'll be waiting, you know?
1, 2, for what? It was obviously 83.
4.
No, everybody knows 4 comes after 17. 1, 2, 84, 36, 89, 21,
So, you hung out with
4,
Cypher's gang today?
37,
No,
blue hike.
Oh yeah. How was the beach? Wasn't that today?
We didn't go. It wouldn't be the same without you, right?
Sorry.
Blue is a number?
Hey,
Well, yeah.
how about we go tomorrow? We could get those pretzels.
I mean, geez, you act like that's the first time you've learned numbers.
Oh.
After blue 42, it's
what about pink?
No, we don't talk about pink. Fuchsia is the next one after that.
That way, no matter who wins, 4 of us split the prize.
Okay, you're on.
You two are gonna clean up.
Go get him.
And there's aquamarine.
At Brother Afik, yes. 7.
There you go. Yeah, see, you got it. At least somebody knows how to count around here.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Restoration at 48%.
That is a long loading sequence.
Blue, pink,
Was
yellow,
that
black,
nominee
white,
made of
cyan,
data?
gold.
No. Namine hijacked the data herself.
Close. You forgot 13.
Look what she's done now.
Comes
Totally
after
beyond
pink,
my
but
control.
before black.
Calm down.
At Brother Afik, all
Doesn't
the
matter.
colors of the rainbow.
As long as Namine accomplishes her goal, we needn't worry about what befalls Roxas.
Nah.
Blue, orange, yellow,
Only the Keyblade
green.
Master can open the secret door and change the world.
Well, I'm not gonna
I don't remember the rest.
Sora either.
My friends are my power.
So, your heart won this battle.
Your faith in your friends is yours.
I feel empty inside.
Mm-hmm.
It is I. And some.
Like Eine Lust, Rammstein.
Give me your soul.
Get it.
What are you, Ginger?
No way you're taking Kyrie's heart.
Tootsie Roll, greetings. Welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight?
Ice cream fills that decently.
Indeed.
Give me it.
Only chocolate or variations of, like mint
We
chocolate
may never
chip.
meet again, but we'll never forget each other.
No matter where we are, our
our hearts will bring us together again.
Rocky Road?
Take this.
Moose tracks.
How about semen flavored ice cream?
Don't worry.
Wouldn't that be the sea salt ice cream they have?
Don't ever forget. Wherever you go, I'm always with you.
Sea salt ice cream. Sounds disgusting.
It does.
Right. Promise. What a mess.
I kind of dig that lamp. Like, it's a bit big and tacky, but kind of dig it still.
Getting my boots kicked tonight, geez.
Ooh. By what or whom? Sounds fun.
Pokemon. Card game.
Oh.
Nothing fancy.
Oh,
Who are you
still.
gonna root for?
Thought you were referring to something else. Since you said you had a dinner date, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, struggle fiends of
Spill the
Twilight
tea.
Town, it's time for summer's most sizzling
I
clash.
wish.
That's right. Today is the day for the struggle and title match. Who will be the one to break through the ranks and take on our champion Setzer? Cypher, you know? And who will leave today?
I should have called him Seltzer.
Struggle champion.
Hayner! Roxas!
Wow, he looks fabulous.
Crowd is fired up, so you know what comes next.
Me.
Let's
I come next. Usually I come first, but whatever. I won't complain. In the Japan, men come first and the women come second. Or sometimes not at all. Oh, thank you.
Regular finalist and head of the Twilight Disciplinary Committee, Cypher. Completely out of nowhere. Who knew he'd make it so far this year? Vivi. An underground favorite and local attitude problem, Hayner. It's his first trip to the finals. And struggler number 4, who happens to be my absolute favorite customer, Roxas.
Looks so dated for
Who
two.
will win this
Right?
sweltering summer struggle?
Not gonna lie, the graphics on TikTok look way better than what I'm seeing. Probably because it's a lot more compact, but
Take on our defending champion, Setzer. It won't be long now, folks. I suggest our challengers go over the official struggle rules before we begin.
Killer Beak.
My imagination feels like it was in 4K.
Right? You know, back in the day when we had the CRT TVs and all that jazz. Oh. Who am I talking to? This dude? Yes, yes. Kill or be killed. I know. put the negative answer up top. Oh my gosh, I'm retarded. There we go. I don't want to hurt you.
Hey, sorry about yesterday.
What? You still worried about that? You need to learn to let that stuff go.
I've got a lot on my mind.
Sorry, man. Wait, what am I sorry for?
Oh, they made up.
Today's struggle tournament will be between Roxas and his best friend, Hayner.
What's up with that front hand? So dumb. Will you show me? What are you gonna show me? You're gonna show me how to lose. Oh, he caught me. Look at that. Yeah, you're gonna lose. Kind of disappointed I didn't take long, but pairing is kind of weird in this game.
And the winner is Roxas! Not even friendship will slow this kid down, and Hayner put up a great fight too.
I lost. Oh, I can't believe it. I guess I taught you well.
I had a lot of fun fighting you.
Yeah, well, I didn't, wise guy.
Hey, let's find a way to cheer you up.
Ooh.
That's all
I
right.
know where that's going.
Out of the way.
Rude.
In a rush to lose.
That's a cute brazier. Creepy. Hi. How's it going?
Don't mess with your elders.
Ooh.
Whoa! Just look at those sparks fly. I guess Cypher didn't expect to fight one of his own boys.
I can say, who did the pairing for this?
When did Vivi get so tough?
You're mine.
I'm not sure what just happened.
I mean, he just kicked ass. That's what happened.
But the winner is
Hey, welcome back. How's it going, Quinn? And Aaliyah, greetings. Welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight?
That's not Vivi.
How's the day going for you, Aaliyah?
Huh?
Thrash him.
Ooh.
Give up the drawing?
Yeah. I got scan, and then I just continued after that.
It looks like Cypher's withdrawn from the struggle for third place.
So I'm in third now? Oh, baby!
Yay, you're the last loser. Oh, no. My PS1.
Keep it clean, fellas.
And now, the match you've been waiting for. Roxas versus Vivi.
He's just standing there, menacingly. Oh, damn. Look at you. You got some comeback on ya. Damn. Oh, shit. Yeah. Ooh, hey there. Wow, just barely. that was off.
Make the bat so big.
What? The bath or the bat? Hey, Fick, welcome back.
Again?
This particular song makes me think of Pokemon, like Ruby or Sapphire specific.
Roxas used Bash Law.
You're still playing this, huh?
So far.
Roxas. All right. Fight.
Axel. So androgynously.
It's me. You know, Axel.
I am surprised.
Talk about blank with a capital B. Man, oh man. Even the Dusks aren't gonna crack this one.
Yeah, it's a little bit slow, but
Tell
not
me
too
what's going on.
This town
I grew up
is
on
its
games like
creation,
this.
Right? Which means we don't have time for a Q&A. You're coming with me, conscious or not. Then you
Ooh.
hear the story.
I'm down there, Bill Cosby.
As did I, but I forgot about them lol.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Number 13, Roxas. Baby Blade Renegade's chosen one.
I would have thrown it at him, lol.
I was gonna say,
Fine, you asked for it.
if you can dodge a Keyblade, you can dodge a ball.
Keyboard, it's no blade, lol.
It's an axe or club at best. Jeez. What the shit? Okay, so I get one hit. Or not.
I say club axe if you held it right.
Uh-huh. Gotta turn around there. Oh, you can't block fire. Go figure.
Cut.
Cudgel, maybe? Oh my gosh, I cannot block shit. What else is new?
Then why do they call it a blade if it can't cut?
Oh, I ran right into that one. Oh, I'm glad I collected all those extra potions.
Sora, why do you hold your keyblade backwards, lol?
Mm-hmm.
So it was you.
Roxas! This man speaks nonsense.
Is he?
Roxas! Don't let him deceive you.
Roxas!
Roxas. Yes, just keep yelling at him.
Painter! Pence! Olette!
What? What just happened?
Huh? How did I get here? Roxas!
Just goes about his business.
Let's yell our friends' names when someone keeps yelling ours.
Hell yeah. Freak show.
Roxas?
Freak show. Freak show. Oh yeah, shit. Can't think of anyone. Wait, what are my cats' names? Cora,
JK.
Cora, Rosie, Ellie, Peanut, Lala. There we go. Yes, let's take on seltzer water. Can feel the anticipation bubbling inside me.
Play fair now. You're at the top of the bracket.
There's only room for one up here.
Well, may the best man win.
It's him. Ooh, look at that finger up there.
Hey, Rucksack. How about you throw the match for me?
Roxas! Focus!
Rucksack. At least he's got some decent burns for a Disney game.
Oh, he's serious. He's wearing his jacket like a cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Roxas, our underdog hero, versus Setzer,
And he's got that
our
Sephiroth hair.
champion. The winner of this match will be the true champion. That's bragging rights for a whole year, folks.
There any prize money or something?
And that was a big mistake.
It's the fabulous douche canoe.
Time to ante up.
Oh, fell for it. Oh. Oh, he got me. Oh.
This isn't what we agreed on. I'm not supposed to lose.
Well, congratulations. You did. You a baby back bitch. Rucksack. Rucksack.
Roxas!
Awkward.
You did it!
That was awesome, Roxas!
Gonna make it famous last monologue. I'll get you next year, boy. I'm the best.
The best.
Indeed. You're simply the best. Don't you have to surrender the trophy at the end of the year? Yeah, that would definitely be me. Except I would drop.
Don't trip, it's a long fall.
Right?
As promised. Thanks a ton, Roxas.
One more treasure for us to share.
Yeah, 3 dudes and 1 chick.
Present too.
That's not the only thing they're sharing.
Whoa.
Where the hell were you keeping ice cream
Holds less up
cones?
to us and now I can't see.
And he died.
Son.
I was gonna say, it would probably act like a focus and just burn your eyes.
Kyrie, wait up!
Hey, asking for a friend. How old are they in this game?
Hey, do you feel like going out to the island? Titus and Rock are all wrapped up in their ball game, and they won't go with me.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Not today. Sorry. Aw, why not? Do you remember those boys who used to hang out with us? Riku? Yeah. I wonder whatever happened to
He'll
him.
ask my younger self.
I
Yeah,
sure
right?
miss him. He's far away, but I know we'll see him again. Sure. Of course we will. And the other boy? What other boy? The one who was with Riku and me all the time. We played together on that island. His voice always used to be there, and now it's gone. I can't think of his face or his name. I feel awful about it. So I told myself, I'm not going to the island until I remember everything about him. Are you sure you didn't make him up?
Nominate?
I do gotta say though, this game has some really nice, peaceful soundtrack.
Who are you? And that's not my name. I'm Kyrie.
Kyrie, I know you. You're that girl he likes.
Who? Please, a name.
I'm Roxas.
Okay, Roxas. But can you tell me his name?
Yeah, you don't matter, Roxas.
You don't remember my name? Thanks a lot, Kyrie.
Oh, his voice dropped.
Okay, I guess I can give you a hint. Starts with an S.
Are you okay?
Man, they got that. Good. All just passing out, falling down all the time. Rude. All right, in any time.
Kyrie?
Guess she's going to the island after all.
Right? So much for what she just said.
What's that?
That would be the ocean.
I wrote it yesterday. To the boy I can't remember. I said that no matter where he is, I'll find him.
Water.
And when I stopped
Yeah.
writing, I remembered we made a promise. Something important.
We'd save ourselves for each other.
Wow. I hope he gets it.
He will.
Yeah, just chuck a random bottle with a letter in the ocean, and yeah, I'm sure he'll get it.
Sora?
Ooh, she said the name. She just has to say it 2 more times, and then he'll appear. Beetlejuice.
Progress is astounding.
What's the
what
probability of him finding in on a different world?
Namine's encounter with Roxas put his heart in contact.
That's a good question. I'm sure it's at least
and that in turn
1.
affected Sora. See?
Namine.
Yeah.
She's a wonder.
She wasn't born like other nobodies. She can interfere with the hearts and memories of Sora and those aligned with him.
But whose nobody is she?
I could tell you. But first, perhaps you could tell me your true name.
My best friend's solo impersonation. Never tell me the odds.
Yeah.
It's Ansem.
It's an honor, Ansem.
So I forget, was there a reason Ansem is just chilling there with him?
I love that he's pretty much talking to himself.
Where's my charger not working?
I'm dreaming.
What?
But which parts were the dream?
Is any of this for real? Or not? power adapter that's not working. Okay,
Sid is
fantastic.
Ansem, the Ansem in Cage, Boss and Cage 2 is his nobody.
That assignment.
Gotcha.
We agreed we'd get it finished today.
Yesterday.
Sid? I thought his name was Diz.
Tower, didn't I?
You wouldn't be here if you did.
But man, that was a close one.
Stop changing the subject.
Okay already. You win. We'll do the homework. Stupid independent study. So,
Diz
anybody got any
IDK,
bright
why I was
ideas for a
thinking Sid.
topic?
Probably Yen Sid.
We could study the stuff that's happening to me.
I don't know.
You know, the dreams and the guys in white.
Forget it.
Why?
Yeah, probably.
You know,
Yeah.
things have been weird with you in the town since the photos were stolen, right?
Well, tomorrow, we're all gonna search the town and find out what's been going on.
Oh boy.
Lots of people are helping out.
All that for me? I'll go get some ice cream.
Boy, what a team player. I'll bring the snacks.
The guys in white, sir, you're in a psych ward.
Right? They'll keep trying to grab you and just hold you down. You know, just wait till the needle comes out. Seven Wonders of Twilight Town.
And give you ice cream for taking your meds.
You know, if you think about it, this game kind of gives, at least for me, gives me kind of that whole, like, liminal space kind of feel. Like, at least Twilight Town, you've got a handful more people, but most of the other worlds, at least in the first Kingdom Hearts that I remember, were pretty empty feeling. Hey, thank you for the heart, me. Oh, shit, I just realized. Thank you for the 14K likes, too. You and Mitch, I'm sure. Much obliged. Fight mano y mano.
Neo, loser! Don't leave me hanging now. So long! So long!
No problem. With the same in mind, send out invites and start playing Roundup with 30k likes.
Hell yeah.
Isn't this romantic?
Nice.
Don't leave me hanging. So long. So long.
Hurrah! So dramatic. Oh, is that it? I don't... Okay. So I don't get anything for it. Back alley, no. Hey, greetings and welcome to the stream. How's it going? Oh, no, get back here. Ram Common. Oh, yes. Attack the bugs. Wow. Very intense. Oh. God. Yeah, that must suck. Sure wish you could find somebody to help you too.
Unless they're heartless or nobody's the bees are the only real kill.
Fair. Welcome back, Avik. And farewell.
The time has come. Our hunt for the Seven Wonders begins.
Ooh.
Whoa. Find new rumors already?
Nothing on Market Street.
You twerps aren't gonna scoop us.
Ooh,
We're going to
I'll
the
scoop
terrace with you.
Hayner, it's not a race.
Well, it is now.
Come on, we can all go.
Kids just riding the train together. Aww. Sad Roxas. Just the backup. Nobody loves you. Do you ever feel like nothing you do in life matters? Well, just think. You could be Roxas.
Olette, hurry!
Huh. Aren't these the steps you talked about? The ones that count different going up and down?
Actually, it's the stupidest thing ever, but...
What?
Rai's the one who counted. He's like, every time I count, it's different. You know?
Yeah, that'd be me.
So, he just counted wrong?
Hey,
Why no?
No worries.
You know? I remember something about jumping on the train. That's about it. Damn, you following me, dude? Oh. Hey, look, it's a wall. After all we are is just another break in the wall. Talk about balls to the wall. Oh, almost had it. Oh, no. Rude. 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 Shit. Ah, got it.
education.
We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. That explains one of the 7 wonders. Yes, Roxas has just been here the entire time for the last 10 years throwing balls.
Teacher, leave those kids alone.
Hey, teacher, leave those kids alone. We're down to, what, 5 now? Who, long ago your wife and you would do what now? I remember back in those days.
Waterfall top of hill.
Gotcha. Oh, I guess we're gonna let the cat out of the bag here. Imagine just walking up to, like, scenic overlook and there's a giant ass bag.
Bag riding.
Oh, it's a dog. The fuck would somebody just put a giant ass dog in a giant ass bag? Swear, plot makes 0 sense. Barely racist greetings. Welcome to the stream, bud. How you doing tonight?
Yes, dogs and bags, so dark.
Right? At least it wasn't by the river. We're down to 4.
Sup, man. Good. After that 135 complete Cyberpunk playthrough, I started another LOL.
No, just by the train station.
Oh, no, get back here. Hell yeah. How's the new playthrough going? Are you doing a different build?
Rushing for Erebus, the Black Wall Gun BC, it's so cool, then doing everything else, and yes, diff build.
Hell yeah.
Equip ring, get more AP.
Ah, lovely. Oh, whoops. Oh, there's the waterfall. Oh. So close. Let's see. Oh, it's your own reflection. There's a mirror behind the waterfall. Who'd have thunk it?
Trying to remember the other locations.
Remember, there's another one that is with Vivi or whatever. Can't remember where, though. Oh. Nailed it. So, barely racist. How was your day? Aside from starting Cyberpunk over again, do anything fun and exciting? You know, I'll be honest though, I never played that much into Legend of Zelda to get to the Water Temple. Like, I notoriously suck at puzzles, so...
Good. Not really. Live in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, me too! Hell yeah. Courage, the Cowardly Dog Show. Starring Courage, the Cowardly Dog. He lives in the middle of nowhere.
Return the slab.
Return the slab, or suffer the consequences.
That was nightmare fuel.
Right? It was a great show, though. It's just so bizarre. You know? So bizarre, you know?
Still on HBO, though.
Is it really? Huh.
There were a bunch of creepy shows. Remember me, Meaty?
Mr.
Ooh. Yeah, Mr. Meaty was weird. It wasn't even good, though. It was just weird. At least to me.
LMAO.
V, welcome back. I'm trying to think of some more shows like that I used to watch. I don't remember much of my childhood, so it's kind of hard to place. Man. It wasn't weird or creepy, but you remember Chalk Zone?
Fanboy and Chum Chum was unwatchable.
Thankfully, that was just barely past my time, so I didn't ever have to bother watching that. Ooh, what was the one?
Zone was actually fairly cool.
Right? I thought it was badass. And what was the one with the
Kids Next Door was the goat.
K&D was good. Fuck, what's the one with the robot? My Life as a Teenage Robot. That was good. Another kind of more weird one I ended up getting into was Kappa Mikey. That was kind of a really niche one, though. It's one of those Saturday morning cartoons.
That's the only one I don't know, lol.
It was weird.
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
That was a good one. It was another bizarre one. Or Evil Con Carne, which is, I guess, getting added to Tubi or something now. I keep seeing ads for it. Oh, too early. Oh.
Oh, that show slapped. Remember Danny Phantom? There was a serial K1.
Yes.
Obsessed with the girl.
Oh,
You'll have to keep an eye on that.
yeah. Danny Phantom was awesome. Hey, Haunted Games House, welcome. What are some cartoons you used to watch growing up? We're talking about the old school or especially weird ones. Thank you for the heart, me man. We're talking like Chalk Zone, Billy and Mandy, Danny Phantom, Life as a Teenage Robot, Kappa Mikey, Mr. Meaty, Courage the Cowardly Dog, that kind of stuff.
Billy and Mandy.
Yep.
Kim Possible.
Ooh, yes.
And Keenan and Kel.
See, I never watched Kanan and Kel. Drake and Josh.
To leave my redhead out is lol.
She is precious. Yeah, that was it, right? Right? Tell me there's one more.
You know, that
You know?
last wonder wasn't exactly wonderful.
I understand. Say no more. But this next one's gonna be really great. Wonder number 6.
We got another lead.
The ghost train mystery.
Think there's one left.
Everybody knows about wonder
Yeah.
number 6.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
Did you find out where the train runs?
You can see it from Sunset Hill.
Hey, thank you for the Go Populars, man. Much obliged. Appreciate it very much.
Oh, Invader Zim. Weird one to miss.
Oh, yeah. For real. Never really watched it as a kid, but I've seen a handful of episodes now as an adult, which I guess is weird, but...
Popular. You're gonna be popular, law.
Popular. You're gonna be popular. Dexter's Lab was a good one.
Help me out with Tickfinity this weekend.
Sure.
If the rumors are true.
I'm not very good at it. I don't know much about it, but yeah. I just got a handful of the overlays set up, and that's about it.
Cow and chicken.
No driver.
Cow and Chicken, that was an okay one. And there's, you know, Rocco's Modern Life, and then there was another one kind of like Cow and Chicken. Can't remember what it was. But yeah, Haunted, I got you, man.
Doug.
Ooh, good call. Doug was a...
You gotta make it to the beach next year.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hey, no worries, man.
Ren and
Second
Stimpy?
vacation starts.
Ren and Stimpy, that's the other one I was thinking.
Good
Yeah.
afternoon, slackers. What are you doing out here?
What
Slacking.
do you care?
Gumby.
I don't. Tell me
Ooh.
anyway.
Okay, we're going extra niche.
We're
All right.
waiting for the ghost train.
Was
Waiting for the ghost.
I don't remember much about it, but I had a little Gumby and what was it? Pokey?
Foster's Home for Imaginary
Why
Friends.
does looking at you
That was a
always
good
tick
one.
me
I loved
off?
that one.
I don't know. Maybe it's destiny.
Showing my age on that one.
I had a Gumby figure too.
In
Weird.
that case,
Right.
let's be friends.
Never saw the show.
Yeah, I think I had seen maybe a couple episodes.
Feel like
Ooh,
cooperating with
here's one I bet none of you guys have ever seen.
When have you
Dudley
ever
the Dragon.
cooperated with anything?
It's kind of a more fantasy type
No,
Barney,
Foster's home was sick. All of these are showing age.
I know.
right?
Tomorrow.
Look,
I was also raised in a super strict Christian household too, so my experience was kind of limited until I got older. I was also homeschooled, so it was much older.
Really no one aboard.
Still, TK
What's the
Frankie
catch?
was an imaginary
There's gotta be a
friend of
catch,
Madame
right?
Foster.
I heard that headcanon.
It's real?
I don't know.
Let's go to the
Maybe?
station.
Dragon Tales.
Ooh, yeah, Dragon Tales was good. Shit, there's a couple shows on PBS. George Shrinks was another good one. Or Disney, there's Roly Polioli. I like that one. That one was weird.
Let's go in.
Arthur.
What?
Arthur, yep.
You get hurt. Huh?
The train will be arriving shortly.
Or letters from Buster, since you mentioned Arthur. That was really weird. I did not like that one. But let's play Spot the Main Characters.
Franklin the Turtle Barnstein Bears.
The train came.
Yes.
There was no driver.
Hey,
right?
Arnold.
Let's go.
Hey, Arnold was always weirdly depressing. I don't know. It was a very somber kind of feeling show. I don't know.
Rugrats.
Ooh, loved Rugrats.
Let's go home.
I
and
didn't
work on
watch
the
it
paper.
much,
The rumors
TBH.
were bogus.
Yeah.
We can still make it sound good if we write about all the work we did.
Miss Tryhard over
What
here.
about the last one? The Seventh Wonder? Who cares? I do. Come on, Pence.
Whatever.
Roxas.
What a lamer.
It's at that haunted mansion.
You really want to send the dude who's been hallucinating for the last 4 days? Hey, go check out this haunted mansion, see if you see anything. Oh yeah, I'll tell you if I see stuff. Like the train, the guy, the other guy, whatever the fuck else there was.
Haunted? And we didn't lead with that one?
I was gonna say, why would we not? Haunted games, they're talking about you. Where am I going? There it is. Meow.
Equin the Renegade O. Ah, real monsters.
Ooh. Okay, there you go. I only watched a handful of episodes of that, but kind of remember it. Shaolin Showdown. Yeah.
What was that burger show?
There's Mr. Burger or Mr. Meaty.
We were gonna
That
check
was
the mansion out
another
tomorrow.
one in Earthworm
It is the
Jim.
most suspicious place.
I'd heard Earthworm Jim, and I've seen the games, but I never actually played Earthworm Jim. Or, I mean, watched it.
Even
Or played
Cypher's
it.
gang was gonna help.
Was a good one.
Cypher? Yeah, Hayner asked him to.
It was weird.
So, what are we looking for?
Well, they say there's a girl who appears at the second floor window, even though no
Aqua
one's
Team
lived
Hunger
here for
Force.
years.
I'm getting into more adult shows, but, well, maybe teenage shows.
Harambe didn't die, so you could keep saying sorry. Sorry, I am gay.
Laugh.
Oh, shit. I mean, you want to talk about weird
Space
shows.
Ghost.
Space Ghost was interesting. Squidbillies. I was never a fan of that one, but that was a very unique one. Home movies or whatever it was called.
Nominee?
Still draws better than me.
Me? And Axel's here too.
You're taller, Roxas.
Very funny.
Don't you want to know the truth? About who you really are?
Not really. The truth is scurry.
Make sure to follow Freak Show, like, and share, and repost.
Of course.
Aw, thank you, Haunted.
But
I mean, to be real, and I don't do this enough at all, and I apologize, but y'all are awesome, and you should definitely follow each other
You know these
and stalk each other and take pictures frequently.
Yeah.
And sending me the
Sora,
pictures.
Donald, and Goofy. They're from the dreams.
About a year ago,
Yeah, y'all are
Things happen.
awesome
Stop.
friends and
And I had to
supporters, and I
contact the
appreciate you, and y'all make me want to
Sora's
cry.
home.
You're so beautiful.
but now I'm putting them all back
exactly the way they were. It's taken me a long time.
Still draws better than me.
But pretty soon, Sora will be his old self again.
And he'll just be nobody, Roxas, as always. Just a nobody.
Where Cole might help you at?
The dreams?
Oh, he kicked out early again. I don't know. I wonder if he's going through something.
That's right now, cry and feel a Barbie tub full.
Become completely whole again. He needs
Why are you going to drink it again?
Me?
Oh, wait, this time it'll be tears. Never mind.
You hold half of what he is. He needs you, Roxas.
Dick and also ball.
Nominee?
Shish, we don't talk about that.
Nominee.
Oh, we didn't talk about Bruno.
Who are you?
Oh, wait, Bruno was the safe word. Shit.
Power over
Okay.
Sora's memory
Got you.
and those around him.
The more you know.
That's what Diz called me.
That's what Jizz called me.
But I don't know why I have this power.
Safe word.
I just do.
The safe word is the safe word.
Right way for me to use it.
I can't help you there. It's funny.
Was playing Wheel of Fortune didn't feel like playing God of War 3.
Suddenly, I feel like
I got you. I mean, it's good to take a break from the normal every once in a while, Haunted.
would like to know
Especially a high-intensity game like that.
about me that I don't.
You were never supposed to exist, Roxas.
Rude.
What?
That was a good album, by the way.
Say such
Or was it just the song?
Tomorrow,
Thought it was the
we'll
album.
be going to play God of War 3 for sure.
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry. I guess some things really are better left unsaid.
Roxas! Roxas!
Huh?
Did you see her?
Yeah. Watch the window. Closely.
He'll be doing more BG3 and gonna start getting
Oh,
bags
lame.
packed for fair.
Hell yeah.
That's just the curtains moving. There must be a draft somewhere.
Forget, did you say you're going to
Surprised this
one
whole
in,
place even has
was it
curtains.
Colorado?
Yeah.
What was the next one?
Well, let's head back to the usual spot. Hayner and Olette are waiting.
Or am I just projecting the one that I've always wanted to go to? Hey, thank you for the finger hearts, man.
How'd it go? The girl in the
Thank
window
you, Haunted.
turned out to be a curtain flapping in the wind.
I figured as much. The report's already done.
All right.
This
So,
weekend
wanna go
is
find
here.
Bruno?
Oh,
in
shit, there we
Texas,
go.
Then Waco, then Colorado.
I gotcha.
You know, we only
That's
have 2
for
more
you.
days together.
Wow.
Aw.
Wow.
Huh?
Thank you.
Summer vacation, remember?
There's one this weekend, too, in Wichita, I believe. Can't remember what it's called, but... Ugh, man. I was thinking about going, but... I don't know. I'm just broke. I sure like licking that salty cream, you know.
Tomorrow, we search the town.
Next day's the fair.
The last day of summer.
Don't say that. You'll give me an ulcer.
Not if you explode from all that ice cream first.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I've just been going for the vibes and work law. They'll make what I want.
That's fair. That's the way to do it.
Why
Do you have
did
an accident?
Show him the train. Because he missed the trip to the beach.
That's almost kind of you.
Now, what about you? Are the holes in your memory starting to
Hey,
fill?
thank you for the share, bud. Much
Yes.
obliged.
The haze is clearing.
And thank you all very much for
Something happened to
16K
everyone
likes.
Who had ties to Sora. Very soon, to them, He'd be like a good friend who's gone away for a year.
Explode from the
I
ice cream.
waited,
Is
and
Roxas
now I
lactose
want to
intolerant?
know.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for being awesome.
You want
Hell yeah, Haunted Man.
Revenge.
Glad to do what little I can.
revenge.
Now for the finishing
It ain't much, but it's honest
we must
work.
dispose of Nana.
Sort of.
She did a splendid
I
job
am
with
almost
Sora, but
at
it's high time
3K.
she disappeared.
Hell yeah.
Roxas isn't the only one who was never meant to exist.
3K followers or likes currently?
Followers.
Oh yeah. That's awesome, man. Congrats.
But I am trying to help you out.
Oh, I definitely appreciate it.
Those words will be restored
I need
if
it.
we beat Ansem, right? But if we do beat him,
I
and
am
all
just
these
shy of
worlds become
1K.
restored and disconnected, what's gonna happen to this place? And to
At
us?
1600, I think.
Darkness and all so end. The heart is no different. You see, darkness is the heart's true essence.
That's not true! The heart may be weak, and sometimes it may even give in. But I've learned that deep down there's a light that never goes out.
Kingdom
Okay,
Little
Elder,
light of
move on.
mine. I'm gonna let it shine.
You're wrong. I know now, without a doubt.
No, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong.
Is light.
Crocodiles is angry because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Take care of her.
What game is this?
This is Kingdom Hearts 2.
Kyrie!
Sora!
Kyrie! Remember what you said before? I'm always with you too. I'll come back to you.
I still need to get that game lol.
Hell yeah. Jonathan, welcome to the stream, bud. How's it going? Hey, appreciate the likes, man. I'm doing all right. Just about done with the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2.
We've got to find Riku and King Mickey.
Chilling. Talking with some cool people. How was your day? Do anything fun and exciting?
At Haunted Games House WSP.
Hey, have you seen King Mickey? Let's go.
3 hours later for the prelude.
For fucking real, though.
Jonathan, nothing much can complain.
I've been doing good.
Good. Hey, shit. Thank you for the follow, man. Much appreciated.
Good thing you didn't grind.
Yeah. Oh, hey, thank you for the heart, me too, man. I appreciate it, Jonathan.
There you go, I got you a follower.
See him.
Hell yeah. Always appreciate it.
He looks a lot like you.
Who are you?
Your mom. Hell yeah. Two best Keyblades ever. Wow. Wish I could Matrix that shit.
Yeah, Haunted Games House shared your live with me.
Oh, right on. Well, again, thank you for the share, Haunted.
Why? Why do you have the Keyblade?
Shut up.
Ooh, big talk over here. Shut up.
NP bro, we need to get you to 2K followers.
Right on. I'm not too worried about it. I'd rather have consistent friends actually stop by, like you and Quinn and Cole and all the others. It means more to me to have some people to talk to, you know? Oh, thank you, Quinn. Appreciate the follow again. Fuck's sake, is it still the intro? Hell yeah. Oh shit, you've been here more than 3 times, so... Sorry, you're trapped now.
Man, I could not sleep last night. Guys? Huh?
Ooh.
Roxas is tripping again.
Damn it, I told him to lay off those shrooms. And as always, he's over here like...
Do you go live every day?
Yes. With an odd day off. Usually either a Sunday or a Monday. But yeah, I usually get around 9:30, 10 o'clock Central Time. And stream until around... I'm trying to keep it to at the latest 1.
Potions are not what you think, my dude.
Yeah, it turns out they weren't joking about absinthe. That shit's stronger than you think. But I'm a very wide variety streamer. Like, last night I was playing Helldivers and Little Nightmares, and then some other weird anime game that sucked. And tonight I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PlayStation 2. You
Look at
again.
what it's come to. I've been given these icky orders to destroy you if you refuse to come back with me.
Get back.
Best friends.
Back to where you once belonged.
Sure, but I'm not getting turned into a dusk for... Wait a sec. You remember now?
Yeah.
Great! But, you know, gotta make sure and
Did
all,
you
so,
ever give Return to Moria a try?
No, I never bought it.
What's our boss's
I might. I don't know. I'm cheap.
I
Remember?
feel bad for Cole that he's going through a lot. I know that feeling.
Yeah, me too.
Can't believe this.
He's trying not to bother me with it. Just kind of subtly asked, but you know, maybe I need to just bug him straight up and be like, yo, dude, what's going on, man? You good? God damn it.
Well, everybody, y'all have a good night.
Hey, right on, Jonathan. Hope you have a great night, Jonathan. Thank you for stopping by and the follow. I hope to see you again soon, man. Oh, hey. Well, that's new.
At Jonathan GN, Jonathan, have a good one.
Good night.
Oh, Wiedersehen. Wait, are you saying goodnight to him or are you leaving? Aw, poor Axel.
Roxas, to the mansion. The time has
Valid
come.
question was to him.
Okay. Right on.
Pence! Olette!
That doesn't work anymore. They don't remember you. Sad. Oh, not the Sandlot. Damn it.
The Roxas that I know is long gone. Fine. I see how it is.
See, yelling your friends' names don't do anything for you, Roxas.
Yeah, it's not like screaming Jesus Cristo. You're still going to get possessed. by Sora, I guess. I did this stupid reversal thing.
The power of Christ compels you.
Indeed. Exorcizamus te et Spiritus Sanctus, omnis immundos te. That's all I can remember from Supernatural. Missed the direction I'm supposed to be going. I think I missed the direction. So I was going the right way. It's so turned around. I've got such a bad sense of direction.
I need an old priest and a young priest. The Exorcist was a how to manual.
Right? Wait, are you going to turn the tables on the priests? Ah, yes. Look who has the hand now. I'm no altar boy anymore.
Now's who been a bad boy father.
Oh, Father, I've been a bad boy.
Jimmy Neutron.
Ooh, good call. Saw that movie in theaters like 3 times when it first came out. It was so cool.
Jimmy's mom.
Calm down there, Carl. Oh, Jimmy's mom. Would you like a croissant? Didn't the dude who did the voice for Sheen just die recently? Pretty sure I saw that somewhere. It's too bad.
I think so, unfortunately.
Ooh, another weird one. Thanks, Nickelodeon. Back at the barnyard.
His love for Ultra Lord will never be matched.
It's Ultra Lord. Yeah, I can't even do this. Safe. Greetings and welcome to the stream, bud. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Kingdom Hearts, let's go.
Hell yeah. I wanted to at least get past the prelude before I quit for the night. Fuck's sake, I didn't expect it to take this long, honestly, though. I was expecting maybe 2 hours, but going on 3.
Don't call me and then locked me out.
Use the Force. Oh yeah, duh. Riku?
This series is too long, haha. Always had to play this game in increments as a kid.
And then I'd forget where I was or what to do, and then have to restart it again. Do 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 do. Like how there's some of these that just you don't have to do anything special with. It's just nope, just keep hitting them. You're good.
Next level, you'll get the XP boost and you'll level up faster.
Hell yeah. Like, slightly easier. Statues staring at the door? I know the secret tunnel's in here, so what, I gotta get the picture first, I guess. Oh, the foyer. Oh, you know it's bougie. Have a foyer. Oh, damn. Look at you.
I mean, is it a mansion if it doest have one?
I mean, that's fair. We just called it a lobby. I locked. What's the point of that? Did they just fucking self-destruct or some shit? Annoying. Nomine. Nomine. Need to come better prepared. In my own house. Mysterious swishing noises. I need old school Netflix era fucking subtitles. Swish swoosh noises. Hey, thank you for the mini-me, modern-me, mini-me, modern-me, mini-me, modern-me, mini-me, modern-me. I can't say it that fast. And medieval me.
Your mind's made up?
Why did the Keyblade choose me?
Drug.
I have to know.
You can't turn on the organization.
Can't you? Remember when I was a kid? Cringy memory for you. I was so obsessed with the organization thing. I went a whole summer wearing a trench coat all the time. I thought I was super cool and mysterious.
To that end, they're desperately searching for something.
What?
I was
kingdom.
Back when I was still homeschooled.
Funny?
Go figure.
It's just
Damn, son.
I know. I was cool.
question I really want to ask. What's gonna happen to me now? Just tell me that. Nothing else
I was
really matters anymore.
very impressionable.
Weren't we all?
Yeah.
Dominic.
Oh no. She got snapped.
There's no knowledge that has the power to change your fate.
Even if it doesn't, I want to know. I have the right to know.
A nobody doesn't
Had the
have
nobody
a right
trench
to
coat
know.
along with a few others, lol, yeah, so
Nor
much
does
money
it
gone
even
lol.
have the right.
Oh man, I wish I had the nobody trench coat. No, I just had a regular, like, classic tan trench coat.
Diz, we're out of time.
I think it was my grandma's. I thought it was the coolest fucking thing, though.
Nobodies like us are only half a person. You won't disappear. You'll be whole.
I'll disappear?
Bro, are you deaf? You just said you won't.
Oh, so Constantine vibes.
No, you won't disappear. You'll...
Wait.
Yeah, that's way less cool.
Roxas, we will meet again. And then we can talk about everything. I may not know it's you, and you may not know it's me. But we will meet again. Someday soon. I promise.
Stranger danger. Stranger danger. Not part 2.
That's
Playing a
right,
PS1
I
game.
remember. She was Carrie Nobody.
Yes.
You need to play Fatal Frame for Halloween.
Fatal Frame. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still not. I'd rather play one of the old Silent Hills, I think, than Fatal Frame.
I'll definitely watch that.
I'm gonna have to go to a vintage game store and get that for my PlayStation, though, because I don't have any of those. What's the best Silent Hill game? Start with that, because I've never been a fan or follower or whatever. I think I played one of them. I can't remember which one.
Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, and all of them.
Fair. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, quit spamming the ground attack, you bitch. Oh, so you guys do have a decent...
So we'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night, guys.
Alrighty. Yeah, I hear you there. That's not the same for me. But I appreciate you hanging out, Quinn. I appreciate everything. Hope to see you again soon, man.
Renegade GN brother.
Take it easy, man. Oh my gosh, I literally just blocked.
20K first.
Yeah, oh shit, you're already there, man. Thank you very much for 20K. Ah, I got it for once. But thank you again. Take care. Have fun at the show or the fair. Take some cool pictures and all that. Ah, got him. that for a potion I needed. Elven bandana. There's elves in this game? We talking like the what was it? Cobbler and the Elves Fable or something? Didn't Disney do one of those? Or was that MGM?
Think they both did.
Trying to think of any other Disney elf. Your Pan was kind of an elf, right? I mean, you had the pointy ears. Mm-hmm. Looks like some black magic to me. Summoning the demon. But we don't have enough to pay delivery, so we got to go get it. We had to get it to go. Remember this Axel fight being hard. Yes, hello. Did I bump you? Sorry. Busting out of the Matrix, man. You just got to pull that cord. I don't know how they got up in the chairs. I think they just had ladders built in the back of them or something, or they just jump really high.
Why do you have the Keyblade?
Shut up.
Shut up.
Will it work? If we can maintain the simulated town until Namine finishes chaining together Sora's memories.
Chain of Memories.
To Roxas. He holds
That was another Kingdom Hearts
Sora's
game.
power within him. In the end, he'll have to give it back. Until then, he'll need another personality to throw off his pursuers.
Poor thing.
It's the fate of a nobody.
Irony. Can they destroy your whole town? Massive. Feel your anger. Remember the time. All right. Sadly, I am gonna have to get off. Work and all that. But on the bright side, we saved the big final prelude battle for tomorrow.
Okay, GN bro.
Hey, Haunted Man, thank you. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out, chatting, and gifts and shares and all that. It means a lot. So, as always, in case I don't see you, good afternoon.